In 1994, this patch of the Gulf was nothing but open water. There was no island, no foundation, and no solid bedrock close enough to support a skyscraper. Yet Dubai planned to place a 321-meter hotel here, an unmistakable symbol shaped like the sail of a traditional Arabian dhow. Before the Burj Al Arab could rise, engineers first had to manufacture the land beneath it. The vision came from Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who wanted a building the world would instantly associate with Dubai. Architect Tom Wright transformed that ambition into a simple but powerful silhouette, a curved sail facing the sea. The design looked elegant on paper, but constructing it 280 meters offshore turned the project into a 5-year engineering challenge involving roughly 2,000 workers and about $1 billion. Work began from floating barges. Engineers drove 230 reinforced concrete piles into the seabed. Each pile was about 40 meters long, yet none could reach bedrock, which lay far deeper. Instead, the entire hotel would depend on friction. The enormous piles had to grip the surrounding sand tightly enough to hold the weight of the island, the tower, and everything inside it. Once this hidden forest of concrete was in place, crews enclosed the site and pumped in a mixture of sand and water. The fill had to be added slowly and monitored constantly. If pressure rose too quickly, the temporary walls could fail. When the water drained away, dry ground appeared where the sea had been only months earlier. Compaction probes then vibrated through the saturated sand, making it dense enough to carry the immense structure. Protection from the Gulf was just as important as support from below. Large rocks and specially shaped concrete blocks were placed around the island. Their open honeycomb form absorbed and dispersed wave energy instead of allowing storms to strike a flat wall with full force. The finished island rose about 7.5 meters above sea level and was designed to withstand extreme storm conditions. Now the real foundation could begin. Workers trimmed the pile heads with millimeter-level precision, laid waterproofing across the base, and tied a vast cage of reinforcing steel by hand. Then came a huge continuous concrete pour. Stopping midway could create a permanent weak joint, so crews worked through the night while vibrators removed air pockets and laser-guided equipment leveled the surface. Fresh concrete produces intense heat as it cures. Cooling pipes embedded inside the raft circulated cold water for weeks, while the surface was kept damp to prevent shrinking and cracking. Only after the massive raft became stable, waterproof, and firmly connected to all 230 piles could construction finally move upward. Self-climbing formwork built the central concrete core one level at a time. Large floor forms were lifted, reused, and moved upward in a repeating cycle. Post-tensioned cables compressed each slab, allowing the floors to remain strong while using less material. Slowly, the famous V-shaped profile became visible above the Gulf, eventually reaching its full height of 321 meters. But the concrete core was only part of the solution. Thousands of tons of structural steel formed an external skeleton around the tower. Diagonal braces helped the building resist powerful winds at high altitude. Workers assembled these pieces while suspended over open water, fastening each beam to connection points that had been positioned in the concrete weeks earlier. Two of the most dramatic features pushed beyond the main structure. The Al Muntaha restaurant extended 27 meters from the building, roughly 200 meters above the sea. Higher still, a circular helipad was assembled from radial steel beams at about 210 meters. Both appeared almost weightless, but each was engineered to carry people, equipment, and severe wind loads safely. The sail-shaped exterior was created with double-layer panels of PTFE-coated fiberglass. Every panel had a different geometry and had to be tensioned precisely. If the material remained loose, constant wind could destroy it. By day, the white surface reflected the intense Gulf sunlight. At night, light from inside transformed the hotel into a glowing landmark. Inside, the scale was equally extraordinary. A soaring atrium rose about 180 meters through the building. Glass elevators climbed its walls, while gold leaf, carefully matched marble, mosaics, fountains, chandeliers, and custom-made interiors created the sense of theatrical luxury. The hotel contained 202 duplex suites, and even kitchens and other large equipment had to be lifted through openings high above the sea before the exterior was completed. Finally, a 280-meter private bridge connected the artificial island to Dubai. Engineers tested the elevators, electrical systems, sprinklers, lighting, and mechanical equipment floor by floor. Exterior crews cleaned the enormous sail, while teams inspected every room and corrected thousands of small details before opening day. On December 1, 1999, the doors opened. What began as an empty stretch of water had become a global landmark: an artificial island, a tower supported by friction and sand, a steel frame shaped against the wind, and a luminous sail visible from the coast. The Burj Al Arab did more than create a luxury hotel. It gave Dubai a visual identity and demonstrated that, with enough planning and precision,